student number 1010-19224, and I'm just going to be explaining part 3, example number 1. So basically, here is my Git repo, and these are my commit histories over there. And I'm just going to show you how I did part 3, basically by doing the parallel plugin. Okay, now I have created a directory that I named it part 3, and it's empty right now. And so all I'm gonna do is do a git clone of that. I'm gonna git clone the branch. So I'm gonna do git clone -b pcucumber, and then I'm just gonna change that URL to the one I just copy pasted. Okay, even though it's the same, but just to show you as a proof. Okay, so basically here it is, just cloned it. Now I'm gonna do right here, you see that I am in that folder. Okay, I'm just gonna do I'm gonna delete this, and I'm just gonna do an import on that newly added file. Okay, so it's in part 3 in the academic. Okay, so for part 3, what I did is that I have a package called Cucumber Tests that include 8 features. 4 of these features are related for example number 1, and their corresponding step definitions is being initialized there. So for server that is needed for setting up everything for example number 1, we have a given statement for setting the initialization of the university. And what does that do is that it creates 4 students and their student number, and then it creates 2 courses, C1 and C2. C1 has a cap size of 2, and that's what we'd be interested in for example number 1. Now, I also have a flag that I tend to set to true by the time the university variable or that object exists. Why do we need this flag? So that by the time I have any of these students, okay, so each student is being expressed in a feature file. The students that will be threaded or in parallel, running in parallel. So student 2 will not be able to execute the behavior of registering in that corresponding respective course until this initialization is complete. And what does the initialization is complete mean? That initialized flag, by the time it is set to true, then I'm gonna exit from this infinite while loop because I don't want them to do anything before the server sets up everything first. So by the time the server sets up everything, then they would be able to register. Okay, so this is it in short. So by the time they get this registration, we just verify that the response given back for S2, let's say that their registration has succeeded or not. So I do print this. Basically, if they are attempting to register, I do print this. If they manage to get a success as an output, then they were successfully registered. If not, then they were unable to register. And then in the logs, I'm adding some more verbose like information. Okay, so this is it in short. Now let me go to run these actual things in Maven. So we make sure we are in the pom.xml file over there, and we're just going to do a Maven clean. And then we're going to do a Maven generate --test sources. And after that, we will be running Maven verify. Okay, I want to just make sure that my logs are being referred to the right directory. Okay, so they're not. I'm just going to copy paste this to be referring to the right directory. Okay, so right here. And over here too. Oh, this is under, we want them under logs. And then under operation, and the same thing here. Okay, So I did the Maven clean. Now it's time for Maven verify. And we will see that it's running right now. Okay, cool. So what happened is that S3 was able to register, successfully registered. S2 was unable to register and S4 was unable to register. So here it makes sense that only one of the three students that were competing, S3 managed to get a spot out there. So here's the output of my logs. You can see that I have indicated any of the logs that refer to pcucumber as pcucumber, and so the students enrolled in that respective course is only S3 and S1. We always know it's going to be S1 and there, but S3 or S2 or S4 will change, okay? So right now we managed to get in the first run attempt that S3 has registered, okay? Alongside S1, of course. So we always take for granted that S1 will always register. Now let me rerun this in hopes that we get to have S4 or S2 this time. So you can see that it was S2 that was able to register this time. Therefore, S3 and S4 were not. And if we check the logs, if we scroll down, we see that S2 managed, but the rest did not. Okay, so you see here, for example, S4, which is called, which has this student number, and it was trying to register in this course, had that state of fail because the course was already filled up by student 1 and student 2. Okay, so that means in our second run attempt, S2 has registered. Okay, now let's aim and hope that Maven verify that S4 will register this time. Okay, perfect. So, wow, that's lucky. S4 was able to register this time, and so we got it as S4. And if you see the logs here, you will see that the queue has been filled up with S1 and S4. So S4 was able to register in the fourth attempt. How lucky I am today. Now we're gonna do it again. So we managed to get all the combinations this time. Now let's just run Maven verify again. Okay, so now S4 attempted to register this time, but S3 and S2 did not. So it's S4 that registered. And then last time we'll see which one's gonna register. Okay, so this time it was S2 that had a successful attempt to register. And so yeah, S2 was the last one to register in this case. Okay, so this is it for part 3, example number 1. See you in the last part, hopefully.